What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to yet another video here inside the nerdy realm in the multiverse. We just got back from seeing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness recently, so today we're going to give our thoughts on the movie. Of course, not many people have gotten the chance to see this film as of now, as it did just come out, so we are going to give our thoughts in this video completely spoiler free. However, we will have a review completely full of spoilers coming out sometime later this week, so keep an eye out for that one as well. So let's get into our thoughts on this movie. I want to get this out of the way first things first. I am not here to hate on or glorify the film, but I will say this movie will definitely be divisive amongst fans. I'm sure that those who are just MCU fans will enjoy it quite a bit though, but big comic book readers might have some issues with things in this movie. And when I talk about issues and divisive stuff, in no way am I saying that this movie was terrible, horrible, or anything along those lines, because it wasn't. I'll get more into the divisive stuff when I release the spoiler review, because that's where most of the divisive issues lie. In short, I can say the movie was good, and that's really it. It wasn't as crazy as it was led up to be, especially being that the title was Multiverse of Madness. There wasn't a lot of madness going on. I'll get more into what I mean by that in the spoiler review as well. I will say this movie definitely had its ups and downs. I don't want to sit here and be completely negative about the movie, because that's just not right and not true, and you have to give credit where credit is due. Most of my problems with the movie come with what is considered spoilery material, so we can't really touch on any of the stuff that we had issues with until the next time when we can actually talk about just spoilers. I enjoyed a good bit of this movie personally, but I also had quite a few issues with it. Like I've said, it has me really torn just thinking about how I feel about this movie, because I really don't know how I feel about it. And honestly, I don't know if I can even give it a rating or anything like that yet. When I mean issues, I'm not talking about visual effects or acting or anything like that. It was mainly just a portrayal of some things that were in the movie. I feel like the main things that stood out in this movie, for me at least, were a few of the characters and the acting performances done by the actors that played them, as well as the major horror vibes that we got in this. Obviously, I really enjoyed Doctor Strange, and Benedict Cumberbatch did a great job as per usual as Doctor Strange, and it being his movie makes it good to know that the main character had a good performance. I also thought that Wong and America Chavez were two other things and characters that stood out in this film. I really enjoyed seeing more of Wong and seeing him get more screen time and a bigger presence. Despite the backlash and whatnot that America Chavez has received in the past few months, I thought that she stood out a lot, and her story was great, and the actress did a great job at playing her, and I really hope to see more of her in the future. I also thought that Wanda was a great villain type in this movie, and you could really feel how scary and powerful she truly is. There was so much going on with her, and she really did not hold back at all. So Elizabeth Olsen should get some respect for how good she was at Wanda in this. Throughout this whole movie, you can really obviously tell that Sam Raimi had near full range on the movie. You can really feel his usual and typical directing style in this whole movie, especially with the horror aspects that were put into the movie, which there was quite a bit of, and I actually enjoyed that stuff as well. I would probably go to the point to say that this is the creepiest, trippiest, and most brutal MCU project that we have gotten so far. Wanda was terrifying and really brutal in this, and being in the title, the multiverse aspects were so trippy, and it was interesting seeing all of the different universes and whatnot. All of the action sequences in the movie were pretty good as well, and there were a lot of them. Tons of big battles, and all of the magic stuff in it were super cool to see. Even though this film may be divisive and have its issues, no movie will ever be perfect, and none will ever be 100% comic accurate either. I still recommend seeing this movie, especially if you are a big Marvel fan and love all of the series and movies that they have put out. I will be seeing the movie a second time next week, so maybe my opinions and views will change a bit after a second screening, for better or for worse. I'll have to wait and see. Maybe the issues that I had will grow on me, but as for now, I'm really unsure. I really want to get into the spoiler review, because there are some things that I really can't get past or stop thinking about, so I will have the spoiler review out as soon as I can. But that about does it really, at least for now, until we release the spoiler filled review. We should be getting that out in the next few days, hopefully. If you have seen the movie, make sure to let us know what you thought about it in the comments, and if you haven't seen it, let us know in the comments what you are looking forward to seeing in the movie. And if you haven't gotten tickets to go see it either, regardless of it having having flaws and whatnot, which every movie does, I do still recommend going to see it, especially because the MCU will be taking off even further after this, and it's technically an essential part of the storyline, and it's still a good movie in its own right, regardless of said issues. Nothing will be perfect in a comic book movie, or any movie for that matter, and nothing will be extremely accurate to what the comics has given us for certain storylines or certain characters. Any live action parts will always be a bit different, but I definitely still say to go and see this movie regardless of any reviews or opinions that you see. If you are planning on going to see this movie anytime soon, we hope that you enjoy it to the best of your ability, and don't go in thinking it's horrible, because it is not. Enjoy the movie and have fun, and make sure to stay tuned for when we release our spoilery review so you can get a bigger picture on our thoughts on the movie, and so that you can chime in even more after seeing it. With all of that being said, if you're feeling extra nerdy today, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on to help support the channel and to get more nerdy content from us. And if you wish to support us even further, feel free to check out the links in the description. And as I always say, we will see you all the next time that we go through and explore the nerdy multiverse.